Right guys, well welcome to the 5-day intermittent fasting weight loss challenge. For those who are just new here, welcome. I'm going to give you a wee rundown of exactly what's going to happen, how's this going to go, how we do it. For the people who've done this before, welcome back. I'm sure you're well in tune to what's going to be happening, what's going to be going on. So the purpose of this, for you who have never done it before, even for you who have done it before, we'll just go through it all again now. The objective here is to lose as much weight, specifically body fat, as possible within 5 days. The objective to this, and the reason why I sort of created this sort of protocol, was because from trying to help people lose weight and get in shape for 30 odd years, the hardest thing for anybody to do is to diet week in, week out. Now, there's other reasons why this is not really the best sort of approach to weight loss. Chronic dieting leads to a down regulation of your metabolism. Basically, your metabolism slows down and eventually your body stops losing weight. Anyway, so what we want to try and do here is we want to try and get some sort of system where we can lose as much weight as possible in as short a time as possible, and then repeat that every single month so we can get the results that we would normally get from chronic dieting in a short period of time, so we don't get the metabolic downturn, but we also keep the motivation and the sort of stuff that we want to use that helps drive us through the difficult times. Right? A lot of people, whenever we start a diet, they rely on motivation and determination. We've all done it. You Monday morning, going to go diet. I'm really going to need it this time. I really want it this time. Summer's coming. I want to feel good. I want to get in shape. And I'm really fed up with how I feel. I'm going to do it. But unfortunately, that motivation, determination is very short-lived. From a dopaminogenic point of view, and dopamine is the chemical in the brain that we use for that motivation, it can only last about 3 or 4 days. That's just why when the weekend comes, we all give ourselves this line, oh, I deserve a treat. Well, in reality, we've just run out of motivation and determination, because it is only a very short-lived thing. We don't have enough of it to keep us going for weeks and months, and as long as we need to actually get the results. So what we try to do here is, if you think about it, if let's say you could diet for a month and your diet was perfect for 30 days in the month, it was absolutely spot on. You did everything right. You were making sure you had enough protein. You were losing body fat and not muscle tissue. We'll go into that in other videos. And you lost body fat. The perfect amount of body fat for you to lose is about 1 to 2 pounds per week consistently. If you lose any more than 2 pounds per week, guys, you're losing muscle tissue or you've just lost fluid. I know this from experience of 30 odd years. Women, you think, for some, I don't know where you get this from, but you think you should be losing 4 and 5 pounds a week every week in a fucking diet. It just doesn't work that way. And again, in videos during the week, I'll explain why it doesn't work that way. It never will, it never can, and it's never going to, because fat is calories and calories is energy. Where are you getting it from? Right? It's just 1 pound of body fat is 3,500 calories. So 2 pounds of fat is 7,000 calories. Right, so if we take 7,000 calories, we divide that by 7, that means you'd have to be at a calorie deficit of 1,000 calories every day for a week just to lose 2 pounds. Now, where are you getting 1,000 calorie deficit from? I mean, that means that you would be eating fucking lettuce every day, basically, for a week just to lose 2 pounds of fat. Now, yes, you will lose more weight on the scales, but some of it's muscle and some of it's fluid. We're talking about body fat. So let's say on that realistic, if we could do really, really well, we'd lose between 1 to 2 pounds a week. That means over the space of a month, we've lost between 6 and 8 pounds. The average weight loss for this 5-day challenge is roughly about between 6 and 8 pounds. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to lose the fat that we would lose over the space of a month of dieting in 5 days. So we can then ease off the rest of the month. Hopefully, you do some resistance training, you eat protein, you eat food, you nourish your body, we come out of your calorie deficit and into your calorie maintenance. So you're not chronically dieting, you're not trying to starve yourself all the time, you're eating the food that you like, you're going about your business, enjoying life, but trying to build up a bit of, or spare the muscle tissue. So when we go back into this 5 days at the start of next month, our metabolism is through the roof. Instead of when we're dieting, your metabolism just slowly going down and down and down. It's nearly impossible to lose fat. Even though you think you're in a calorie deficit, you're then not, because your metabolism is slowed down. Again, I'll go on this in other videos. But what happens then, if metabolism is so slow, the body just doesn't want to burn fat anymore, and you're kind of stuck. You're in a dead end. So what we want to do is we want to burn as much fat as possible in 5 days, ramp up the metabolism. So next week, we're basically done, or next month, we're going to do the same challenge, literally ready as a fat burning machine. So the 5 days, we burn even more body fat, get the metabolism up, burn even more body fat. I've seen some people talking about this kind of protocol. They call it diet bursts. It's like a burst of just fasting. So that's the plan, that's the objective here. As well as the weight loss, I also want you to understand the benefits that come from intermittent fasting. Autophagy, we'll explain that. Inflammation or anti-inflammatory, better sleep, better skin, better cognitive function, better brain alertness. And they debunk all the myths that you normally have your perception of fasting. For example, hunger. You're not going to be hungry. Guys, listen, there's one thing I want you to understand. See this hunger thing, right? For anybody new coming into this, the first perception you always get is, I'm not eating until 1 o'clock. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to die. I'm not eating till 1 o'clock. What about my breakfast and my snack? Oh, I'll get all faint. I'll not last. I'll get angry. I'll get this. And it's complete and utter bollocks. It's a story that you've told yourself. In fact, it's a story that the food companies have told yourself. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. It never was. If it was, we would never have evolved over millions of years of evolution with no food, right? So it's a story that you're telling yourself. The hunger feeling is a hormone called ghrelin, and it's released. It can be released because of circadian rhythm, habitual timing. If you wake up and you have your breakfast every day at 8 o'clock, the body expects that. So if it's not there, it'll tell you you're hungry. But this is why, if you, let's say you were to have your breakfast at 8 o'clock and for some reason you missed it, you were packing to go on holidays and you thought, I'll get something at the airport. By the time you get to the airport, I'm not really hungry anymore. You've passed your hunger. If it was hunger, proper hunger, I'm about to die if you don't give me no food, that feeling would only intensify, it wouldn't go away. So it's a hormonal release that goes into the stomach, a release from the stomach, ghrelin. As long as there's body fat on your body, you have fuel. You are not fucking hungry, right? Simple as that. So if you look at your body fat, squeeze your belly and go, right, you know what, there's enough food to last me a month. You're not hungry. So we want to get rid of that perception and debunk all those myths as well, okay? Right, so we're starting off tomorrow. We're going to have 2 protocols running side by side for the first 2 days. We're going to have the beginners one, people who are brand new to this, and then we're going to have the sort of expert or advanced people or people who have done it before. If it's your first time, our first meal will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow. 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock. That's what we call your eating window. Anytime other than that, we call it your fasting window. So you get your fasting window, which is going to be from 8 o'clock tonight until 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then your eating window will be from 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock. Now, for both of you, for both people, I'm trying something a wee bit different this time to try and intensify it a wee bit and make it a bit even more fat burning wise. All right, we're going to burn even more body fat. And what we're going to do is we're going to go for a no carb approach. We're going to go for a keto approach as well. And again, I'll explain the reason why we want to do this and the benefits of doing this. Yes, it's going to be harder. Yes, it does sort of limit your food selections, but it's going to be so much better from a weight loss point of view. Remember, it's 5 days, guys, right? It's 5 days to burn as much fat as possible. So then with the rest of the month to chill out and relax, which means every month, let's say minimum we lost £6 a month every month. Like every 2 months, that's a stone every 2 months for doing what? 5 day challenge, learning something, having a bit of fun, interacting with the group, learning a bit about yourself, challenging yourself, pushing yourself, and feeling that sort of success at the end of it. So if we can do that for a year, like you've lost 4 or 5 stone in a year by just doing this simple protocol for 5 days. So get your head on it and do it, and try, please do this to the letter. If you do exactly as I tell you, guys, you will be astonished at the results that you will get. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, if you're not sure, if something doesn't sound right, please ask in the group, or if I haven't get back to you straight away, please just message me directly. The people that did the one 2 weeks ago will let you know that I don't like failure on these things. If these things don't go right, we'll repeat it and we'll do it again. And there was a bit of a misconfusion in the last one, and we don't want that anymore. Ask the question if you're not sure. All right, everybody in the group most of you have done this before. They're here to help out. It's a wonderful community. They'll post up ways to eat and recipes and how do you do this and how do you do that and everything else. So our eating window tomorrow for our first timers is between 1 and 8. For our advanced people, it is 4 and 8. Remember that 4 hour eating window we call the warrior diet. Use your now warriors. You can straight into the warrior diet. So a few things that we need to focus on here, a few protocols that's going to make this successful. 1, our hydration drink. Now, unfortunately, I'm a wee bit late in the evening getting this done today. I had family stuff on, so I wanted to do this in the morning, but didn't get around it. We want to have apple cider vinegar, lemon and salt every morning. So 1 cap full, right? See the cap of the apple cider vinegar? 1 cap full of that and a bit of water, top it up with water, squeeze a lemon, grind of salt and neck that back. You might want to think about taking that twice a day. But as soon as you wake up in the morning, you should be taking that straight away. Then we're going to drink black coffee. Now there's another new protocol that we've got coming in here. We want black coffee, but we also want green tea. Now, if you don't like black coffee, you can stick with the green tea, but we want to alternate our days. For the first cup in the morning, Monday, we're going to have black coffee. Tomorrow, we're going to have green tea. We're going to alternate that, and I will explain the reasons why we're going to do that. Is for mobilizing fat cells. And the benefit of drinking coffee, black coffee, and green tea while we're fasted for mobilizing and using fat cells for energy. So the fat cells that we have stored, they have to be broken down into fat. The molecules to be broken down from the triglyceride and the fatty molecules. They have to be put into the bloodstream, and then they have to be burnt off as energy. So they've got to be oxidized then. So we're going to show you how that system actually works. You have to understand how your body operates, how your body burns calories. Why do we store fat? Why do we lose fat? For you to have any success in any weight loss protocol, because like I said earlier, for some reason people have this idea they should be losing 4 and 5 pound a week every week in a diet. If they're not, they think the diet's not working. There has never been a diet that didn't work. Just the fact that you didn't either follow it right or you had wrong expectations of what you were supposed to get from it. All you need to lose weight is a calorie deficit. That's all you need, right? That's it. As long as you're in a caloric deficit, you will burn fat for fuel. Simple as that. How much is depending on how deep a calorie deficit, how long you go, there's a metabolic slowdown, all those things, but you have to be in a calorie deficit. So any nutrition plan, any diet that brings you into a calorie deficit is a good diet. The problem is you don't understand it and you don't follow it right, and you've wrong false expectations of what's going to happen with your weight. We'll go on that during this week as well, tell you about how using the scales long term or on a daily basis is just no good. It's nonsensical for trying to get results long term, because it's just going to mess with your head. We can use it for a 5-day challenge because we have a big gap. Boom, day 1, day 5, happy days, lovely. Then we put the scales away. We don't go on them every single day because 99.9% of you don't even know what you're reading. I know you're saying I'm reading the number, but what does that number mean? Because you're not weighing your body fat, you're weighing all of you. We'll get into that in another video. So the other protocol we need is your protein shake. I want 2 scoops of whey protein half an hour before your first meal. Guys, this is a must, right? This is a must. You must have your whey protein. Now again, unfortunately, I'm a bit late getting at this video. It's a bit later, not giving you much time to get stuff ready, but we can get it ready tomorrow. 2 scoops of whey protein half an hour before your first meal. So for your beginners, this is going to be 12:30. 2 scoops of whey protein. For the advanced people, it's going to be 3:30. 2 scoops of whey protein. So we're going to follow our keto plan, which means all your meals are going to be carbohydrates and fats with, or protein and fats with no carbs. Now, what does this look like? For example, your breakfast. Now, your breakfast, the term breakfast just means breaking a fast. That breaking the fast could be any time of the day. So if it's at 1 o'clock, if it's 4 o'clock, it's your breakfast. You're breaking the fast. So your first meal is your breakfast. So we can call it breakfast, first meal, whatever you want. It's going to be eggs. Eggs and avocado, eggs and a bit of bacon. I don't care, eggs and something. Now you're going to turn around and tell me I don't like eggs. Well, then people learn to eat food properly, like big people, like adults, and let's get some proper food on this, all right? So what are we going to have instead? Find some other source of protein. You're going to end up eating chicken, fish, meat, something like that, but we need protein. Guys, your body is made of protein. Your metabolism is revved up because of protein, because of muscle tissue. If you don't start eating enough protein, you're never going to lose weight and keep it off. That's just the way it goes, all right? So you have to think about, how do I get back into this? How do I speed up my metabolism? How do I feel good? How do I have loads of energy? How do I get results from this, successful results long term? And the key is the protein. If you're not eating enough protein, forget about it, especially for anybody getting into that perimenopause and menopausal stage, especially for men coming around the age of 50. If there's no protein there, you're beating your head against a brick wall. Honestly, I can't overemphasize this enough. So then the next meal then is going to be your lunch. Your lunch can be another protein shake. Your dinner, it can be fish, meat, chicken, whatever. With a nice big salad. Don't worry about vegetables. You can eat as much fruit and vegetables as you want. I says we're going low carb. We're not going to go 0-0-0. There's too much benefit in fruit and vegetables. From a fibre point of view, they count them as carbohydrates. What we're talking about is carbohydrates is bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. We are eliminating that this week. The first 2 days is the hardest day for this because you've got more meal timing. When our eating window reduces during the week, for example, the more advanced people, they're doing a 4 hour eating window, and then we're going to be doing a 2 hour eating window. There's less chance for more meals, so the meal frequency decreases, so your options get a wee bit better. It is harder on the first day, and on the first day, because we're not really as prepared as we should have been, my fault, we can get away with some carbs tomorrow if we want, but by Tuesday we need to make sure there's no carbs. Now, if you want some keto recipes, ask in the group, people will post them up. There's more than enough experts out there at the minute that'll post up keto recipes, right? Lovely food that tastes good, but there's no carbs, right? We're not counting calories during this. I know some of you have to, because, and I don't even believe I'm actually saying this, but I have to say it again. Some of you eat so much food, even intermittent fasting, that you feel like you have to count calories. Guys, it's a fucking weight loss challenge, right? It's a weight loss challenge. You can't just say to yourself, in 4 hours I'm going to eat 1,200 calories. Jesus, that's a full day's eating. It's a challenge, right? So what we think about is this: say on day one you've got meals, your first meal, your second meal, and your third meal, and then maybe some Greek yogurt at the end of the day with some blueberries, which I love that as that last meal. Greek yogurt with blueberries, raspberries, mix a bit of whey protein through it, sprinkle some pecan nuts on top and a couple of bits of dark chocolate. Perfect, because it's really good for your micro gut biome. You're getting fast release and slow release protein for when you sleep. It will make you feel really full up, so you're not getting the sugar cravings at night. For me, that's a staple every night. Your Greek yogurt, you should be having that every night before you go to bed. So, but what we do as the windows shorten, is we don't condense all those meals, is we remove one. Right, so for example, you've got your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. We take away the lunch. I always like to move the breakfast up. Breakfast is always my first meal, because there's nothing more nourishing than eggs. Eggs is the perfect, absolutely perfect meal. So I take away the lunch, move it forward. Take away the dinner, move it forward. Then on my last day, the fasting, it might end up with just 5 scrambled eggs, half an avocado, and that's it. And then at night, then I've got the Greek yogurt, or at night, a couple hours after that. That's a 2 hour eating window. So 2 scoops of whey protein, half an hour before the eggs, 5 eggs and avocado. An hour later, I have my Greek yogurt and blueberries. It's time for bed. So we remove the meals. We don't condense them. I'm not going to sit in 2 hours and eat 1,200 fucking calories in 12 hours. People, come on. I can't believe after 10 months of doing these challenges, I'm still having the same conversation with some of you. It's not a gluttony challenge. It's a weight loss challenge. Think about it. And you're not hungry. We've talked about this before. I know it's difficult if you start eating to stop, but this is one of the benefits of the protein shake before we start. Alright? So again, first thing when you wake up, apple cider vinegar, 1 capful, couple of grains of salt. When we say salt, we're talking about Himalayan salt, rock salt, Celtic salt, sea salt, not table salt. You never use table salt. Right? You take that first thing in the morning. Then Monday is going to be black coffee only, or green tea. There's no fizzy lemonades, there's no dilute. I don't care if it says sugar-free. It's that and water. That's it. I told you guys, if you want to get the best results from this, please follow this to the letter. Tuesday, it'll be a couple of cups of green tea, then coffee if you want it. But we want to start off the day with the body getting this fat cells mobilized, all right? We go back up right then, half an hour before our first meal. We're having 2 scoops of whey protein. If you don't like whey protein, it will upset your tummy. Get a whey isolate. Whey isolate will not upset your stomach. Whey concentrate probably will. That's the cheaper one. All right. I like the whey concentrate because it's a wee bit slower release, which makes me feel fuller for longer. The whey isolate is a wee bit more watery because all the lactose has been removed from it, but you'll still get the same sort of the sort of satiety, feel full up for longer. But you're also going to get about 45 grams of protein straight away. And again, we'll talk about that during the week. Any issues with this, please let me know. We're going to weigh in first thing tomorrow morning. Post up your weight. Guys, nobody cares what weight you are. It's not about, oh, I'm 14 stone, I don't want to, I'm 16 stone, I don't want people to know. Nobody knows who you are, right? You're totally anonymous unless you're nothing but a phone number on the group, right? Put up your weight. So then on Saturday morning, we'll put up the new weight and we'll put up how many pounds we've lost. It's important that we do this, right? Because it gives us accountability, the whole point of the group. And there's always people sit quietly in the background and never speak up and never post their weight up and just sit and do it, which is fine if it's for you. But there's nothing like a bit of accountability, which is what part of what the success of this is that accountable to somebody. I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. Otherwise, you'll just, I'll try it. It's getting too hard for me. I'm getting too hungry. I'm going to just stop. I'll add on the carbs. I don't really want to do it this way. Follow the protocol to the letter. People on the group will tell you how successful this can be if it's done right, but how not successful it won't be if it's not, which the people 2 weeks ago will tell you about. So any questions, any issues, please let me know, and let's enjoy this and let's smash it.